Hello, everybody. It's Sunday afternoon. Goodness, I'm a little fluffy from... It's fine. Hello, everybody.
I'm still trying to get where I need to be here.
She's still working on things, too. And the sunlight has come in.
Oh my gosh, I look like a...
Yeah, it's lit you up. I'm gonna, hold on, I'm gonna turn down.
Glowing.
She doesn't glow that much.
I really don't. I mean, I am sort of angelic, but...
She did switch hats, too.
I did.
I switched shirts. If you're new here, you know, we stream in the mornings on Sunday over at the other channel. So that's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we have 6 thumbsy upsies, Mariah.
Look at that.
Yay.
Yes, please like it, love it, watch some more of it.
I'm going to share it to our...
Share it with your friends.
Share it to Facebook.
Well, good job.
To my Facebook.
Yeah.
There might be somebody there that
sometimes
not over here.
Yeah, sometimes I share it to you, for you.
Yeah.
This is some big hair that's happening. I don't think it was this poopy this
Some
morning.
of my friends over there are not on your friends list. I mean, you know. Just saying.
Hello, everybody. Yes. Give us some hello hands. If you got them.
Oh, we got lots of good stuff to talk about today.
I'm just going to go.
I've been doing my homework.
She has been. I've really not. So hopefully I can keep up with the conversation today. We are going to dive into Unpacking the Playbook of Power with Tad Stoermer, Resistance History of the United States. Yeah, if you don't know who Tad Stoermer is, I don't know where y'all been, because I talk about him all the time. I like him a lot. I've actually tried to, you know, I don't know why these people don't comment back at my comments. It's starting to feel take it a little personal, but that's a me thing.
I don't know. I don't. I just figure, you know.
We respond to y'all. When you leave us a comment,
yeah,
we respond.
We respond. Especially if I'm ordering your dadgum book. I even pre-order.
I'm going to go over there and tell him, Tad, we got the book. Will you talk to us now?
And I pre-ordered it, a-hole.
Well, yeah, you did. I told you to.
You told me to.
I pre-ordered that billionaire book.
And the Wayfinders you got me.
I did. Okay, should I go topside? I'm going to go topside over there.
Go topside. Okay. I'm going to bring these two together here.
Yes.
And then, of course, I'm going to talk about Michael Parenti.
But before that, we got Happy Mail.
We do. Okay, are you ready?
We only like peeked at it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Right,
I think we should say this.
And so we cut all of the
flaps off.
Sides off. Okay, see, look. This is mine. Look at that jewel there. I'm really pretty.
You need to slide into the, you know.
Well, I've got my book thing here, and
well, it's okay if it goes. See, perfect. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm very excited about this.
It is tilting slightly.
It's okay.
Okay, so this is M. I don't know. Maybe we should start here.
I think you should start at the cards. I'm going to be the purple card. Here, I'm going to read my thing. Don't you read it.
Is this yours?
I would assume so, because purple.
Oh, I just love this. Look at, I have a peace sign here. And look at this. I mean, this is just so...
Look, she says, Dear Mariah, when I saw these t-shirts, I thought they were perfect for Ka. Then I decided to tuck in some other items for you and P to enjoy. I love both of your channels. So many good things. The art, the thoughts, and the chat. Hugs, Dory.
Oh my gosh.
Aw, she says, I particularly enjoy your giggle. Thank you so much, Dory.
Okay.
My brother says it's chipmunk-like. That's fine.
Oh, this is so pretty. So I will keep this for my accordion book back here.
Mine has a peace sign. Oh, yours
has sardines are fishwife, and I wanted the packaging, but not so much the contents. I hope you enjoy them as well as some of the other things in the box. So she actually sent us I love them.
Yes.
Oh, especially sardines with preserved lemons.
And she labeled it. That's so good.
That is so sweet. And sardines with hot peppers. Oh, I will share those. Mariah's she's not a big sardine eater, but I love them.
Yeah, her and Castle.
Yes, we do. We both do. Izzy says they're just too fishy. All right, Mariah. Here's your shirt. Do you want me to open it?
No, because I might even just put it on. I'm gonna have to run to the restroom and put it on real quick. Oh, I love this color. It's so good.
This color is, I love some army green. Oh my God. Look at this, Mariah. These little hootie-doo things. See them? They're little fastener things.
Oh, they are the little
jewel
the brads.
Oh, is he?
Cause for concern. Join the murder. Cause for concern. I love.
Oh, we'll have to.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I don't want a double shirt. Can't be double shirt.
Oh, this is my color. Look what it does for my eyes. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect. Oh, it is so wonderful. Seasonally unwell. Okay.
That's perfect. Put the jewels on.
Oh, everything looks great. I know, and you look really good in that color. I am really glad I got to see. Look at this, what it does for my eyes.
It does. And my hair is super.
Oh, and this lovely.
Look at that.
Look at this.
And I'll look at mine.
It's cotton muslin. Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Well done, Dory. Well done. You have made us feel very special.
My gosh, it just never ends here. Well, this ribbon is absolutely wonderful. You know that will be reused. I've even got some reuse for that. Look, I'll make a hole in the top of that card and tag it. Oh, wow. Oh, Izzy.
Oh.
Isabella. Is she still up
no, and remember, I don't think she's living her best life.
She's living her best life.
She can't
naked.
be on. Never mind.
We have something for you, but you have to put clothes on.
She will later.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
She said earlier, is anybody coming over?
This is for sharing. Well, I don't know how much of this I want to share. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, wow. Oh, and look, a whole bunch of little skeleton bead things. Oh my gosh.
We will share.
Look.
I'll make her go through things. And she doesn't need all of those. Wow. Thanks, Dory.
Oh, these are gorgeous. Oh, Mariah, look at these. This
Gray.
matches your shirt. Here. Can't reach.
Oh, those are heavy.
I think. Look at these.
Oh, this definitely went with my gray shirt. Goodness, these are substantial.
They are.
Look at that.
Pretty damn gum awesome. Just love these skeletons. Oh, here, look.
Oh, you're not showing well into the camera because you show it into the little one, but you don't show it in the big. Remember your top side.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
That's better. Thank you, Ricky.
I will.
Aren't y'all just here with us doing the thing?
Look at this. And plus, I love these little bags.
Izzy
you don't know how
also
much I
loves
love
these
these little bags.
They come in quite handy for all sorts of things. Ooh.
And look at the size of that clasp, Mariah.
Like a big one.
That's the kind that I need for my eyesight. I don't know
right.
if you noticed that or not. But big A is more better.
Yes.
But look at this.
Ooh.
I think that might be yours. But now look, Mariah, here's one for you. A skull one. And look at the earrings. Oh, she will love these because she likes the long dangly
I do love
ones.
them. See, some pretty stuff. Ooh, and those earrings I wore the other day that Panka sent me. This will go really well with them.
Mariah.
Oh. Oh, I love those very much.
And looky, here's purple ones
Ah.
for your outfit today.
Man, this is a clasp.
wonderful?
Yeah, these are ones I can definitely get behind.
Boy, I'll tell you what, this is
Love
Christmas time.
It is. You are spoiling us.
It's got beads in it that look good with your
purple earrings.
Oh, did I hand them to you?
No, you didn't. You just kind of set it down.
Well, I could wear the orange ones.
She got her corn cobs on today. They're just weird. It just made me chuckle.
I can't. Somebody sent them to me.
Well, no, didn't you get them at school?
No, somebody sent them to me.
Oh, I thought they were from your Friona days. I love these hooky doos here. That's quite good. I don't know if I can do this on camera. I didn't think. Oh, there we go.
But see, it was the corn and chilies and goddesses.
Corn, chili, and goddesses.
Yeah, they all go together.
Y'all know that? Corn, chili, and goddesses.
This is the ear that it's kind of wonky. They didn't do it straight on.
Mm-hmm. You turned or jerked or something.
And I don't know. But I can tell by the way.
Yeah.
Look.
Love it. These are fab. It goes so great with the shirts are just so wonderful.
This doesn't match exactly, but it kind of has some of the same colors.
Got it? Mm-hmm. Look at that. All right. We're done up.
Done up. Okay, I want to see what this one is, because these are all
she will go through all the packages.
Oh, look. This looks so fab with this shirt.
Does. And it's nice.
And these are beautiful beads. Listen, I know about beads.
Yes, you do.
Kind of a bead snob.
I like this length too because see, it shows on the camera. A lot of times the necklaces that we have are really long, so you only get to see sort of like right here.
I'm really tempted to redo some of my necklaces because of the.
You'd like to incorporate some of those.
Yes. I would.
Well, now you got to clean your table off. That's perfect timing. See, she needs to clean back there. She needs. This was the prepper incentive.
Look, Mariah.
What are those more little claspy things?
Claspy things.
These are great.
And a whole bunch of. Oh, we can share these. This will be lovely to share.
She's like, this I'm
the fish. Oh, look at the fish, Mariah. To make you a necklace with fish. So sweet. Oh, I love it so much. There's not anything in here I don't like. I'll maybe check that out. That might be something that Izzy needs to share with me.
Or me. There, it seems more my color palette than yours.
Oh,
that is darling. I don't think she deserves it, but we will give it to her. She'll really like these.
She's getting so that,
she does keep up with.
She wears her stuff.
With the help of her mother, does keep up with most things.
Okay, I'm going to put my corn earrings in here. This in here.
Yeah, and we can figure out where we want everything to go later.
Okay, now I still have one more thing in the bottom of the box here.
Sophia said, I kind of remember talking to Dory. I don't know everything that's in here. And then I just saw you packaged it so beautifully. I was like, we got to wait.
Yes.
To show everything.
Mariah, look.
Fish stuff.
Fish and more fish.
Fabulous fish napkins.
Fabulous fish napkins. Oh, look it.
I know. Well, yeah.
I'm going to have them going both ways. Oh, and they all smell yummy. I don't know what that smell is, but it's yummy.
It's a good smell. All right, hold on.
Here's frog's breath. I love that. Concentrated extract. Is that? I don't know. It doesn't smell like frog's breath. It smells like peppermint. Oh, gosh, look, trick or treat.
Love that. We've got to do Halloween stuff this year.
Yeah, I kind of,
We didn't do it last year.
No. Oh, look at these. Pick your poison.
Oh, that's a fabulous one. Does it have it on all four? or at least 2. Oh, it does.
All
Look
4. Oh man, you're gonna
fancy.
get a lot of stuff out of that.
Good stuff, Dory.
Oh, Mariah, look!
I do love a peacock feather. And I'll just go ahead because I have a bag that I have set aside with our Halloween stuff.
All right. Well, you need to take the fish.
Yeah, I'll put the fish with my
Fish and the
stuff.
feathers out.
Y'all just have to remember that these came from
Boy,
Dory.
I do.
Help us remember. Sorry, like
Okay,
I don't always
I'm gonna
remember.
put the tag in there.
That will help.
Put that tag that I just handed you. It's in the very top of the box that I just handed back to you.
I always think I'm gonna remember.
Yeah, I know. You always think you are, but you never do.
And then I just don't. I try to. Sometimes I do.
I just love it. So wonderful.
And now she can go one more day without doing laundry.
Yeah. I can. I found this shirt. I forgot I even had it.
Yep.
Okay, so.
All right. Do you want to? Are we gonna go big side by side? Because you don't need to show your notes, do you?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, we're gonna go big side by side.
I mean, really, seriously, it's probably just best that they don't try to read my notes because it'll just drive them crazy.
She might have written things in there that were inappropriate.
That's not necessarily true. Okay, I have some channels that I want you to check out.
I don't have any of these in the description because, like, I just made the thing today.
And
the Tad Stoermer book just came.
I'm sorry, it just came, but I just opened this up and I had these in here. I meant to give them to Mariah. I did not do that. I did not give her any of the addresses on these places. So.
Oh, is this the?
Yeah.
Okay, so last week, remember we said we were going to be starting to pull together addresses of corporations you can reach out to and who's it, what's it. That's what she's talking about. I do have a link in last week's video, if you go down in the description, to the one.
Pogo Investigates.
Yes, so if you want to kind of start doing some of your own research about the peoples, which P did go down a little rabbit hole, but then she had to do some, her real life rabbit hole searching. So she's using her sleuthy skills on other things right now.
70% of ICE contracts went to these 10 corporations. They list them in the Pogo Investigates 2026. I'm just going to go through them real quickly. Yeah. The reason I think that this is very much, it's very much in my, because I've been watching the Status Coup and the thing in the New Jersey facility and what's going on there and how that, oh, Mariah, here, your fish.
Oh, yes, fish. Thank you.
I don't know what they're doing is making a large impact on the overall, but I think it's just like Minnesota.
Each little thing, it all adds up. It brings awareness. I think, it activates people locally because it's like, oh, this is happening here. So there's always just these wake up moments. Now, what I do worry about with all of this, and I think it's even sort of happening here online, is just the fatigue of it all.
Yes.
And because you just
the people that were there were just, you could tell the independent journalist. Well, one fell and hurt his back. His back was injured, but he hurt it again.
Eesh.
And he was out for like 3 days.
So that's the stuff I worry about, is that, it's hard to tell people just, keep on fighting, keep on doing the thing. I mean, especially with us, it feels like we just sit here and do a whole lot of nothing. I don't know that that's necessarily true, but some days that's how it feels.
Well, I'm just going to go through, and please do go over to the Pogo Investigates, and I will try to get these addresses in. I will list. Mariah, you can set me up on the computer, and I'll type them in.
And I do think that
because I know you've got things to do.
Yeah. And I do think that some of the ways that this is important is, okay, it was kind of interesting when he was listing out these different, or she was going into the different corporations, seeing which ones were actually connected with one another. So it may be that, in this list, there's all these different ones, but in actuality, they are subsidiaries of larger.
Yeah, they're just, this is some little offshoot. Now, that's not true of all of them.
Right.
Some of them are just on their own. Like the first one here, which is the one in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You know what else is going on in New Mexico? And one of their specialty services is that they're air charter services, specialists in rentals and exclusive executive jet charters.
Yeah.
They have bases in Albuquerque, Killeen. Is that how you say it? Killeen.
Oh.
Killeen, Texas, and West Palm Beach, Florida.
I think it is Killeen, but it's not the one with the K.
Killeen. Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is.
Killeen.
Yeah, that's Killeen.
Killeen. Okay, so I wrote this down. I just took some notes. I did not write all that down. I figured you want to look that up, you could look it up and read it, because some of it is quite extensive. I'm just telling you the basic necessities here. Alan Way, his daughter and wife, are the owners of this. They're owners.
And another reason this is very important, because some of these names and how they are connected to people who are in office.
And
it is really
PACs.
Crazy. So that's why you go, oh, why are you telling me this and why does it matter? Well, yeah, it does matter, because then once you understand, okay, well, who's funding, who's giving the money where, why is this now? Oh, all of a sudden they funded and gave to PACs that then put these people in place, and now they are benefiting with the money and things in these government awarded contracts. Because that's what this is. This is a list of the top. Well, and the Pogo thing, you can go to the top 100. Now, I think you have what?
I just did the top 10.
Top 10. But yeah, how they've been awarded these contracts and why.
Yeah. Okay, so especially this dude here. Okay, his revenue before he donated to Trump's campaign, before Trump's first term in office, was $363.9 million. After donating, it's $1.23 billion, a revenue raise of 238%. I'm going to repeat that, 238%. Yeah. Okay, now this Geo Group, which is these are your big ice actual facilities.
Well, and that's like what's the Delaney place.
Yes, Geo is there. Yeah, Geo is
who's in charge of like management and getting the food and the things, and they're the ones who make the money.
Yes, and they're a real piece of work. Let me tell you what, this Geo Group. You go to their website, and I swear to God, it could be a commercial for Clorox. It's that clean looking. It's just,
but still that dirty.
Ridiculous. George Zoley, he's the ex-chair. The new one is J. David Donahue. Their headquarters is in Boca Raton, Florida. They have 99 facilities in the U.S., Australia, South Africa, and UK. They've actually been kicked out of the UK, and California terminated their contract with them in 2019 because of corruption and criminal prosecutions within the organization. And they said, we don't need that anymore. It's a company, so it has shareholders. The biggest one is BlackRock. Y'all know who they are.
Yeah.
Vanguard, which I'm really glad I don't have Vanguard anymore. They're one of the big, it's like 401ks. Yeah. That's who used to be mine with the teacher retirement people. And Pentwater Capital Management. And again, they're in Boca Raton. You can look them up. All you have to do is type in the name, address, and it comes right up. I'm not going to tell you the address. Okay. Now this one's an interesting acquisition logistics. It was it's a business type. Hispanic American, minority owned, self-certified, small disadvantaged business.
It's so gross.
Special designation veteran owned. And they have a contract overall worth $1.26 billion with DHS, DOD, and of course DHS and ICE are synonymous. They also have a contract with the Army and the Navy. Oh, I'm sorry, Army and Air Force. They used to have one with the Navy, or maybe, I don't know. They may still. Anyway, but I thought that was so interesting. You know, it's a self-certified small disadvantaged business. They have on their website, which is really a crappy website, by the way, they have a 5,000 bed facility in El Paso, Texas. And they're located in Henrico, Virginia. Just look them up. They do a diverse services for multiple agencies within the government. It's number 3. This is number 4. Tribalco, which is an LCC, located in Bethesda, Maryland. They do information tech, global integrated technology, software testing, and cybersecurity. They're the top competitors to Palantir and Gunnar Soft and Anduril. So they're number 3, and Palantir is only, I mean, they're way down the list there.
Well,
You know, I mean, I don't know. There's probably some other stuff going on there. I can't remember what number they are, but.
well, and again,
Oh, well, I'll talk about them here in a minute.
yeah.
Okay, Core Civic. This is the other big ICE
Mm-hmm.
people and they're located in Brentwood, Tennessee.
And I think those were the ones that were trying to do some stuff around here.
I think,
they were
yes.
buying up those warehouses, but then people weren't. They were like, no, no, thank you.
Owns and manages more than 70. Okay, now they have a wide variety of correctional and detention and residential reentry facilities. Don't you just love how they use their words? 45 secure correctional facilities, and the rest are managed on behalf of the government or leased out. Their increase in profits since Trump took office is 45%. I'm happy if I get 3 to 5% increase on mine.
Yeah. If we could all just be
in
so lucky.
2025, $269 million.
Mm-hmm.
And they were big donators to Trump's campaign. Number 6, that was number 5. Number 6, now this is a very interesting one because it took me a little while to get through this. It was very confusing when I read it in the POGO thing, and you'll see when you go over there. The NANA, N-A-N-A Regional Corporation. It's in Kotzebue, Alaska. I know where that is. I've been there.
Well, I told her, I said, well, then it'd be really interesting to see what the connection to Murkowski
Yeah, I
would
guarantee
or the
that-
husband.
Yeah, it is an Alaska Native corporation. 15,500 Inupiaq shareholders. It's not publicly traded and can only be gifted or inherited. So, there you go. What do they do? What is this all about? They have what's called the Red Dog Mine, lead and zinc, the Ambler Mine, which is copper, gold, lead, zinc, silver, and cobalt, and Upper Kobuk, which is copper, high-grade copper. And the rock, it's a solid shareholder management. The board of directors, and I cannot pronounce his name, he is actually native, but the second one, the chief operating officer is Bill Monet. So you look up Bill Monet. Bill Monet is the president of Akima, and Akima is subcontractors for the DOE. Pinnacle Solutions is one of their companies within there.
Well, and the Department of Energy, that isn't necessarily so nefarious. But then, if you understand all the things that the Department of Energy does, it's not just energy.
Oil.
But it's also not just energy.
No.
And I think that's where a lot of people don't necessarily understand. And especially when you start looking into all these different companies and you're kind of like, well, why would they have a contract with the government? What exactly is happening there? And then how many of these different
subsidiaries, that's the name.
Subsidiaries, and then all of the different people that sit on all these different boards and how connected they are.
And I did look up some of them, and they're very, like Bill Monet is the main one. He's in a lot of things. He's in a lot of things. Pinnacle Solutions actually has a contract with the U.S. Marine Corps Systems for $24 million. They are a global enterprise with 11,000 employees delivering solutions to the federal government in core areas of information technology, facilities and ground logistics, aerospace solutions, protective services, systems engineering, mission support, furniture, fixtures, and equipment, and construction. They are ranked number 31 on Washington Technology's top 100 list of government contracts. And that's not NANA, that's Akima.
But see, they were all connected.
Yes, they were connected to the NANA, which is the ones listed over there. Because, see, it looks real nice when you have the NANA. Oh, these nice
small company helping out.
Owned by indigenous people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think that's more for the, like when they, it's kind of like with the Saudis and the sports washing. And so this is more like, corporate washing, where they do help out some of these small little businesses and whatever. So that way it says, oh, but look at, what we do here. And actually really is probably just to take advantage because the native population there in Alaska actually has and owns the rights to the...
Yes, and I guarantee you some kind of... Because when Murkowski was called in, she was the holdout vote on the first impeachment, and Trump called her in. Mm-hmm. But when she came back out, she voted no on impeachment.
And then all of a sudden, she got some things.
And she said she took care of her people in Alaska. And she did take care of them. She took care of them mighty fine.
But then who is that really?
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Is it the people?
I don't know.
Or was it the people that you choose?
I just, when I go back and I look at the board of directors on the NANA Corporation, even though it is owned by all of those indigenous people, there's some very questionable people. Like Lindsay Holmes is the senior vice president and chief legal officer. She's a lawyer. She worked for Alaska Gas Lines. She was a 4-term state representative for Alaska. Her MA is from Stanford and Middlebury College, and she's fluent in Spanish.
See, that bugs me too, because it's like, I think these folks that, they're from these communities that are totally getting screwed over all the time. And a few of those folks that, it's like, all right, well, she went to college. And I mean, I don't know if she's Hispanic or not or whatever, but I mean, if she's speaking Spanish, I'm assuming.
She didn't look Spanish when I saw her.
Oh, no? Maybe she's like Spanish.
Hair.
Well, maybe she's Spanish.
Oh, she could be Spanish.
Anyway, still kind of shisty that it's like, you come from this community, and it makes me sad because it's like, you have this education that you would be able to really fight for and better the community, and yet I don't know that always happens. And that just makes me sad.
Yeah. Okay. That was number 6. Number 7, MVM. And I couldn't find any, what that meant. MVM.
Sometimes it doesn't mean anything.
Sometimes it doesn't.
They just like the letters.
It says their primary activity: conduct criminal and civil financial investigations and recover assets and debts. ICE transport specialists evaluates and identifies and does assessments of environments, verifies documents, child protective services.
That just makes me sick.
All and various jobs that are necessary for the function of the ICE facilities. They have 2,500 employees, and they've been doing this for 40 years. I guess they're really good at it. Number 8, Atlantic Diving Supply. Now, you think that's a really strange.
It was.
They just refer to it as ADS anymore. It supplies all kinds of military-related needs. You know, all those gas masks and shields and yada yada boo-boo that you see that the police have.
So they can
attacking
cosplay
people,
as,
protesting peacefully. Uniforms, aerospace construction, protective equipment, helmets, vests, cops and first responders, and they employ veterans. They're located in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Luke Hillier is the son of the founder, and he took over and broadened the business into government contracts. They used to just do naval stuff.
That
Hence,
means
Atlantic Diving Supply.
He met somebody, knows somebody, and then they,
That's just since 1997. They didn't give any, how much money that they were getting or anything on that one. I couldn't find anything on that. Number 9, Paragon Professional Services, which is an LLC. Pardon me. And they have offices in Anchorage, Alaska. Isn't that interesting? And it is a subsidiary of Bering Straits Native Corporation and Alaska Native Corporation. Here we go back to old Murkowski. Paragons. Okay, so obviously they're an LLC, so they are just, there's a lot of other stuff, but I didn't write it all down. I'm just telling you. They're also in Herndon, Virginia. Remember Herndon back over here when we were talking about Yakima?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that they're in exactly the same town. No, was it Herndon?
I think you said that before.
I did, but who did I say it about?
I thought it was the data places, or not the data, but the analysts, the IT people.
Brentwood. Oh, yeah. The acquisition linguistics, or acquisition logistics.
Yes, logistics.
They are also in Virginia. A lot of them are.
Yeah.
It's not anything. Okay, so they also have a office in Folsom, California. Paragon Systems is based in Herndon, Virginia. 52 million. Here's this company. Oh, they're a real piece of work. Their chief executive officer, Derek Watchope, and right now he has a July court date. His is still pending.
This is the guy.
He is being sued,
and it's for
$52 million.
And I don't even think it's his first one, right?
No. $52 million to settle. I think he had a whole bunch, and I think they just lumped them all together. To settle allegations that the company violated the False Claims Act by knowingly causing purported small businesses that it controlled to fraudulently obtain small businesses set-aside contracts. Yeah.
I guess if you're gonna...
He pleaded not guilty.
If you're gonna crime, do it all at one time.
And he's on bail. He has a lovely home in Sapulpa, Oklahoma.
Didn't you say it kind of looked Disney-like?
Sapulpa, Oklahoma. And his summer home is here. His other home is in Florida. That's where he is right now. He's not in Oklahoma.
Okay. Well,
So if you send him a letter, send it to the Florida address. And that is listed. They provide guard, transportation, and detention-related services for ICE.
So keep an eye out.
That's all they do.
Also, here, keep an eye out for that one, because now I don't know. Are these state charges? But if it's Florida, what are the charges? Or are these federal?
I think it's just Oklahoma right now. I don't think that this is federal.
Well, it's Oklahoma, so he'll probably still get away with it or whatever. Somebody's gonna,
Oh yeah,
buy off a thing or pay off a thing.
I doubt that he sees it.
Buy a pardon somehow.
Yeah. Oh, here, number 10, Palantir Technologies, And this is a quote from their website. And again, it's fancy.
Fancy. Hey, Anthony.
Palantir Technologies is an American dual-use software company specializing in big data analytics, AI, and intelligence gathering. Valued for its mission-critical platforms, the company has seen rapid financial growth and widespread enterprise adoption. Their core products: Gotham, defense intelligence software; Foundry, this is the name of the commercial and civil government data integration platforms. How's that for a mouthful?
We're going to take your data and use it against you.
Yes. Oh, man, Alex Karp, have you seen that dude?
Oh,
he looks like he's certifiable. I mean, his hair is just going in all different directions, and he talks like a raving madman.
He's the evil scientist kind of guy.
They need to, yeah. And I guess Peter and his friend moved to...
His friend?
It's
his husband, which again also just blows my mind. I'm like...
And he's an ugly sucker. I don't know what his husband looks like, but, I guess you could put a bag over his head kind of situation.
He's got other attributes. I don't know.
Could have. Where does he live? Somewhere in South America.
Yeah, they moved to...
Bolivia. No.
Argentina. Right?
Well, that's where all the Nazis go.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the place.
But their headquarters is in Aventura, Florida.
Aventura.
But they also have...
I think it's F. I love you. It's also Orlando or Orlando. She could have said Orlando or Orlando.
Aventura.
I think it's Aventura. Aventura?
I don't know.
Well, it's like Ventura, Ventura, California. Aventura. I don't know.
Okay, well, they have other major U.S. locations. These people, they get around. There's one in Denver, Colorado, Palo Alto, and McLean, Virginia, of course.
Yes.
And you should look at their list. I think I got most of this stuff from Wiki. Yes, I did. Look at their most recent revolving door lobbyists that they hire. Absolutely blows your mind. Some kind of legislation has to happen on that crap.
The money and these lobbyists, nothing good. Nothing good comes of these things, y'all.
Nothing good comes of these things. All right, so
that's just a review of last week, what we kind of said, our actionable item. P did some action. There are the items. That link is in last week's video. Apologies, I didn't move it over to this one.
Yes, the Pogo investigates.
So if you want to start diving deep into people, knowing who they're connected to, how they're connected, and maybe if in your state, what that means as far as who's connected to whom, and what's maybe even within your county, city, all of these things. Because it's important to understand why these corporations are in the places that they are. And as a small community, because all politics are local, y'all, what you can do, and I think why it is great to participate, or at the very least be aware of the things that are being brought to your city and being brought in front of city councils. That, and why you choose the city council members that you choose. Why it's important to make sure you go out and vote. And are there runoffs? Did our guy get in? Well, it'll be June 14th. And I mean, I didn't even realize this truly. Like, that there are these elections going on all the time. We thought that they kind of lumped them together. This is like, and we're pretty tapped in, but like, I didn't know this. I figured like when we went and there were these certain runoffs and such, that they would put them, because we
all
just
together.
Right, because we just did the AG and who else was it? Because there were two other runoffs that we just voted for last week or 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
And now we're doing this runoff for this local election. So it is good to be like aware. And it's not like they post up these signs, or at least here in Texas, every place is different. Some communities are really with it and they let you know, and they And it was so great because one of Gerbender's people came by and let us know and put a flyer out, because we were confused again, because we're like right on the cusp of a district and a county and all these, like, we're at this weird little place.
Right on the line.
So we can go and vote over at these two different places, but sometimes depending on what we're voting on, we can't go over to the city of Saxe because technically it's a Collin County thing, and that's all just Dallas County. So we had to go over to the other place because that's where they had the ballots and the things. So they don't make it easy. And one of the things that you can remember about this is you're like, you know, if you feel like your vote doesn't matter, then why is it that they try to make it so hard? It matters. That's why they make it so hard. So make sure that you're connected and telling the people in your life too. Like, I went to that birthday party and I let them know what was going on. I was like, hey, by the way, you know, these are the people that were, you know, voting for congressional, because we're in the CDT, what is it? Congressional District, Texas. Because, you know, there's, you know, state of Texas, that's different. It gets exhausting.
It does get exhausting.
And that's just, you know, keeping up with the day-to-day who's it, what's it, on top of all the hot mess crazy things that go on. But yes.
Well, speaking of hot mess crazy things, last week I watched this. This was
we are going to get to the Tad Stoermer
April
thing.
31st is when I observed this. And this was the status quo. And this is what I saw there from and it was not ICE. It was police, state police, and local police from New Jersey.
Yeah. Oh, this is why people are like so mad at Mikey Sherrill, because it's like.
And people have, and you know, these people just have carte blanche to do anything they want to do, and nobody calls them out on it. And it's just like, okay, where are the health regulation people? The people that are supposed to be doing inspections to these facilities because they involve food?
Again, a lot of those, I think now, again, I would assume that falls under city ordinances.
Yes.
But depending on what kind of funding and who's in charge of that, again, this goes back to your city council, you know, your mayor, who all are making those decisions, because it was also then the mayor. So it was like Mikey Sherrill and the mayor of that city of New Jersey then being able to put into place. And this is why it matters to know who these people are and, you know, be able to push back on them too. And, you know, I don't know what the local coverage is of it.
Or there was nothing there. Nothing.
I don't know that that's necessarily true. Like, one of the things that you could do is go online here and see who the local stations are. Like, we can look at Fox News here in Dallas, and the local coverage of what you get is different than what national.
You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
The problem is what they were reporting was not what was really happening.
Right.
That is part of it.
100%.
They were totally in sync with what the governor was putting out, which I imagine was what our press people, you know, deign to be the message.
Oh, Veggie Mama says there's no April 31st. Maybe she meant, did you mean May 31st?
Yes, I'm sorry, May 31st. I'm sorry.
Good call.
0531.
I was like, yeah, that would be
sorry.
May. And then I was like, that was like at the end, and I was like, maybe she's just talking about like the beginning of May.
Yes. No. May.
No.
Yes.
End of May.
Thank you for, because you can get online and you can look at this if you want to. I don't recommend it. It's terrible. I'm going to explain to you what happened here. I'm going to describe it for you. And then I think that's going to lead into why we need to do this. Okay. What I observed, Gestapo techniques, horses, full body armor, shields, and masks. And they went in with those horses, and the horses were just, I felt sorry for the horses.
Yeah.
I really honestly did.
Well, and what's crazy about that is, when were we talking about? It was back at the beginning of all of this, when they were doing the stuff in LA. And you could tell the horses didn't want to do what they were trying to do, and I don't think that is necessarily what they are even trained to do.
No, they're trained for just walking through the park.
Yeah.
chasing down a criminal. They're not riot. But I noticed the second time that I watched this, the horses just stayed back. They did not enter into the fray.
Yeah.
So I think maybe, yes. They were totally disrespectful.
Hi, Kathy.
And these people that were protesting, the little girl that was, young woman, standing up was singing, "Give peace a chance, for God's sake." Now, I don't know how militant that appears to you, but to me, not too much. Unnecessary violence. The people who were arrested, protesters who were doing nothing except protesting, thrown to the ground. And I mean literally just thrown down. And there were two officers always on them. One was holding them down with his arm, and the other one was holding his other arm, and then they yanked them together and zip tied them. Two people. And I mean, most of these were, the ones that I saw sitting on the curb were five little girls. They probably, I mean, they weren't fluffy. They were, they
weren't like us.
I mean, honestly, they were, yeah. And then when they had them all, they just yanked them up, and my shoulder hurt. When you have your arms, I can't even put my arms back behind me that far enough to do that. And then they took and grabbed them right here and used this part of the arm to pull them up in the air. Do you know how easily a shoulder can be dislocated doing that? They trashed the hospitality tent, kicked and threw supplies. Later on, one of the reporters said he saw them actually taking diapers, boxes of diapers, and loading them up. After this whole debacle,
maybe they were taking them into the facility. That would be nice if they were maybe.
Well, I don't know if people in there needed diapers. Well, they might.
Well, why did they have them out there?
Well, they were for the people coming with their children.
Well, that's
to the people who had relatives inside. Yeah. I didn't count them because they milled about. I tried to. There were anywhere from 20 to 40 police, written on their shirt, stood around, talked and smiled as 5 young women were seated on the curb with their zip ties, with their hands behind them, sitting there for 30 to 45 minutes, waiting for transport. And here's what I noticed. I know at least 2 of those women that were sitting on that curb were some of the ones that stood like this as they arrested them, threw them to the ground, and zip tied them. Young women. Then, as they were leaving, the police leaving the area where all of this took place, they would find bags or whatever. They would just pick it up and dump it out on the ground and throw it back down. I did see 2 officers actually pick up someone's bags and take them and put them into, but for the most part, they dumped them out on the ground.
I would be curious. I mean, I know that they're probably not like, hey, I quit my job today. I mean, I think at some point in time that probably will be something that's reported upon. The people, I worry about even their mental health too.
Oh, well, I told you, I saw one black woman, female police officer leaving. She'd taken off her hat, she'd taken off her mask, she'd taken off everything, and she was just walking out. And you could tell.
Like she was done.
Head down and just, yeah. So, there are people that have a conscience. A conscience. All right, so let's get on with it here. The channel that I would like, and I think Mariah wrote this in, Resistance History with Tad Stoermer. That's his channel. And the title of the episode I really would like for you to watch. Because
I don't have a link yet, like in the description, but that is the book that I listed down below, and you can easily just Google or put Tad Stoermer in.
And he talks
search
about it. Trump, Iran, and the part of the Declaration of Independence they want you to ignore. The date for that was 03/17/2026.
Now, I might even have that one on our channel because there are ones that I'm like, hey, I knew this was a good one, and so I have like a playlist.
Okay. So another one that I watched here lately that I think you need to, because this is something, we're going to have our own genocide in the United States. It's called Cuba.
Oh, well, we already are. Like,
yes, it's horrible.
Participants. And this is the thing that got all people all fired up. Well, one of the many things about Hassan Piker and what's going on there. And the crazy thing is
I want you to put this one in.
Okay.
Because this talks all about that.
Okay. But yeah, what we are doing there is disgusting and crazy. And it's been going on for a very long time. And it's one of those things, it's like, why was this not being reported on before? And maybe it was, we're just not paying attention. But, you know, you can't keep beating yourself up over that. It's like, hey, but now we have information.
Now what
are we going to do about that?
Yeah.
We're going to keep talking about it. We're going to spread the, talk to your friends, your neighbors, whomever. Okay. That kind of thing. It's important because then it's like, all right, we are creating this awakening. And if that sparks something in you, it's like, okay, now locally, what can you do? Who are you reaching out to? Who are your elected officials? Do you need to get in touch with different groups that are handling things at a local level? Or do you want to go bigger and hang, maybe it's reaching out to Code Pink or those folks, or do you just want to give some money to them? Because they're doing all kinds of things. The Code Pink lady and the Anna Paulina Luna or whatever, and she got all pissy poo-poo. But then it was really, some of the stuff for the cameras is so irritating because it's like, they were wearing the same outfit. So I know it happened in the same. So she was talking, the Code Pink chick was talking to Anna Paulina Luna.
Now, where was this and what channel and what day?
Okay, Code Pink is
the name of a channel.
Yes, and the group and the activism. And they're the ones who helped put on, along with a lot of other activists, put together the funding and collected all the aid that they were taking to Cuba. But this lady, she's up at Capitol Hill all the time talking to different people and protesting. Well, she was walking along with Anna, and when they were in the building, they actually shook hands about something because she was trying to tell the Code Pink lady, stop taking money from the CCP. She says, easily done. They don't do that. She's like, can you please then say that you will stop taking money from APAC? And she's like, can we agree upon that? I think we're getting somewhere here. But some of that was just this cutesy stuff back and forth. And it's like,
you must wonder if it's performative or
some of it is. And I don't know on necessarily which side, it's both. It helps get Code Pink's message out to have these interactions.
Hey, if I'm going to,
I think
if I'm going to need some money and APAC's willing to give it to me and I can buy supplies to take to Cuba, I don't have any problem with that at all.
Yeah, maybe.
It makes me kind of chuckle. I send them a thank you note.
I wish some of these Congress people, hey, you know what they should do and be like, listen, I am going to take the money and here's where I'm going to put it. I mean, maybe a couple of times. It's not going to work every time.
I sort of don't think they're probably going to be too interested in lining them up.
But hey, why not try to get as much as you possibly can and then make a big old deal about it and be like, yes, and I have donated it here. Thank you.
Yes. I think that sounds wonderful. Okay, here's another channel I want you to watch because I think the other genocide that we need to be concerned about because all of us are paying for it is the one going on in Israel and Palestine. I don't know. Do you all know who Miriam Margolis is? She's an actor that was really, I can't remember what she played, but she's funny.
Oh, yes.
She's a little short,
she's
chunky,
in
Jewish.
Harry Potter.
Yes. Oh, Mariah, you're so wonderful. Anyway.
I mean, she's in a lot of it, like, because she's like one of those, we always talk about this, the funny thing about, like, UK television is that, like, those actors, like, they're on everything.
Yeah.
Which is great, because if you like somebody, then it's like, heck yeah, I'm going to like this, because, so-and-so's in it. But she's one of those, but the big thing I think you'll kind of, especially here in the States.
She was on this Double Down News is the name of the channel. And the title of the presentation is, or the episode is, They Call Us the Wrong Kind of Jew. but she's on there with Michael Rosen and Alexei Sayle. It's called
She's wonderful.
Don't Hold Back.
Yeah.
A very interesting viewpoint on the Holocaust and Zionism and Palestine.
Okay, and she's handing these over to me, and I will make sure that those links get down below.
And can you check and see if this one, the Tad Stoermer one, is...
It's not down below, no.
Okay.
But I will make sure that I get it there.
Yeah, okay. Those are the only three that I really have for today. Okay, so we talked about Nexus and Harari's book. So Mariah got me this book, and when I started reading it, it made me smile, because the first thing in the book, and this was officially withdrawn from Now libraries in...
I got it through Thrift Books.
Wenatchee, Washington.
But hold it up to the... Yeah. I was recommended this book by the Beige Farmer. Y'all know I'm in love with the Beige Farmer guy, because he brings all the energy I want. And he's really intelligent, which is nice. So it's funny. I like funny and smart, and then you bring in a little, you mix it all together. I enjoy that kind of content very much. But he said that because somebody asked him what books he would recommend, and this was his top recommendation. So,
okay, it's a delightful little book, and I've only had it in my hands for a couple, and I'm like
a few days, I think,
halfway through it. It says he talks about a whole bit. He says, all these people teach us that there are other options, other possibilities, other ways of thinking and interacting with the earth. This is an idea that can only fill us with hope. And it talks about all of these different cultures and how people... I wanted to read this because it was just exactly our remote covered Neanderthals.
You didn't put your little flags in there
I didn't
usually...
put it in here. I just thought, it was one that it said the same thing. This is just a way of knowing. This is a way of getting information about your world, and there are different ways to experience it. Where Harari is more of a scientific, very intellectual approach. This is a very people-oriented approach. And it's a delightful book. It's a very easy read, and it's Why Ancient Wisdom Matters in the Modern World. Beautiful book. Beautiful book. Okay. The reason I say this is a book that I think we need to read is because a lot of what's going on right now is directly related to the concept of authoritarianism. And authoritarianism, if you describe it globally, suddenly it becomes empiricism. And this is where you feel like that you are, because your culture is so much better than everyone else's, that everyone else should follow exactly the same thing that you do. Excellent book. And if you don't want to read books, there are tons of Michael Parente videos online on YouTube.
I still haven't known.
Some of them are real crappy. I will just say that. But, just do your art and listen to it. Because usually the vocal is fine. It's just...
Old video.
And
somebody not really handling the camera well. I tell you, what drives me crazy is, and this has happened even recent videos, when they're setting up for these speeches and things, and they have these cameras set up on walkways and stuff, or you can tell that it's on bleachers or something, and so every time somebody walks by, it's boom 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 boom, and I'm like, I can't, you're making me ill.
Okay,
but then I'm like, okay, I'll just listen to it.
I gotta have a little swig here. I gotta do a little
Well, you were sneezy
Jane Goodall remedy.
Sneezy this morning, and the rain we've had a lot of rain, so maybe the mold is kicking up.
Well, it's either the mold, then it dries up and the dirt blows.
It's Texas.
It's one thing or another.
Karen said she'll drink to that.
Okay. This, I love this because remember we talked about the whases? Some of you, the whases.
That was on Thursday over at PM Artist Studio.
But Michael Parenti says, your main concern when you are looking at information, you should always ask, who benefits? That will, once you start at that point in your investigation.
And this is why we start out, you call back to last week, the list of the corporations, who's benefiting, who's connected to these corporations. Why are these corporations here? Even though that they might even be doing business with small businesses. Well, how are those small businesses connected to the larger businesses, especially in these particular communities? What is the benefit to those who are in charge? And what is that getting them? And basically, this will tell you who's then getting the short end of the stick.
And it also tells you how your community is being manipulated by those large corporations that hire a lot of people in that particular geographic area.
Right. Because it's not the people.
No.
This is a class issue. This is a 1% of the population continues to accumulate and hoard wealth, while the bottom 99% end up not gaining any of that wealth back. It is not put into the system. It is that hoarding and holding of the wealth and just keeping and oppressing people until there's a point.
Buying islands and, that sort of thing.
Buying islands,
Okay.
A lot of good things happen when rich people buy islands.
Right.
That's what we're learning these days.
Yes. Okay. Who? Okay, this is the author's note. And this is who he is. I've also spent years as a public historian, out in the real world, where history isn't an academic debate. It's about stories. It's about stories.
She was holding up the weight binders.
The ones people carry with them that shape their identity, that get argued over in the coffee shops, in the living rooms, and on social media. Those are the stories. And why this book? The American history you think you know has some pretty big holes in it. Not necessarily because your teachers were malicious, but because the story America likes to tell about itself is often a carefully polished, feel-good narrative. It's the one that glosses over the ugly parts, the brutal truths about how power really works, and conveniently forgets a lot of the people who had the guts to stand up and say, no more. You will see a lot of even the liberal Democrats shit-talking these people. You know why? Because they don't want to say they've been fed a load of crap.
And this is why it isn't about the party. It isn't about your, it goes back to that whole, the ultra wealthy. That 1% is creating all of these divisions, and they stir it up, and they, point the fingers to the marginalized, who, and that's why it's hard for me to even say this group, that, whatever.
You always have to have a scapegoat.
Stop thinking in those terms. Let's not even try to call out who it is at that point in time. The thing is right now, there's 1% of the population that is gaining and hoarding the wealth. They are not putting it back into anything, whether it's government or they're
corporations. They've got most of their stuff overseas.
Yeah, so they're just taking constantly, and then that's when we have to take these moments and go, okay, well, what are the systems in place that are happening, and how do we dismantle that? Or sometimes it's working within it. Sometimes it's creating something outside of it and ready. And I don't know if y'all are watching Angela here lately, but she was really great with this. She's like, things need to be put into place. All right. And for instance, and I love that she actually listed off, again, actionable items. So setting up, and maybe this is something you would be interested in your community, because it has to be local. Are you, do you want to go to your local library and set up times and read books and put out information like this that educate people in ways, and already putting it out there? Because that's the thing, is that a lot of people don't even understand what Tad Stoermer's talking about in his book. This is not information that anyone ever provided to us. And again, it was glossed over, and especially in moments in time like we were having with our 250, this is this time that we can re-gloss over and, you know, tell the stories that perpetuate the system that's already in place, and says, oh no, it is working exactly as it was designed. Now let's talk about creating systems outside of it, that as we are engaging with what is, you know, going on, that we can then slide these things into place. And that was what Angela was talking about. So it's book clubs. It's
and I mean, that's something I could really get into.
Doing education series, and P and I were talking about some things we might, you know, this is like maybe in the future, a year from now, because it would take us time to put it together, but offer things within our community for kids to you know, not even, and what's crazy is it's educating them about how to get educated. That's a weird thing to say, but that's a good starting point.
It's called metacognition.
Yes. Oh, and we got a video for that. We've done this video before, art related, but still, art will get you smart.
Art will get you smart. And I do think, because, you know, when we talk about it, who are the people that are your iconoclasts, your questioners, your ones that are always, you know, tipping over the barrel? It's your artists.
It's those ones that you're just like, they're a little weird.
Yeah, the ones that are just, yeah, ever so. Hey, did you see that, Isabella?
Yeah. All right, take it downstairs and you can have your daddy help you.
Ordered a 6-pack of Hello Kitty. Here, bring those over here, sweetie. I want to show them online. This is, you know, this is extra. You don't. So we don't charge for this.
Yeah, we went to the H Mart, and we love it there. So we love it a little too much. We go a little cray. But Izzy wanted one of these little ones, because she's like, I'll try it. And I was like, because we didn't know if it was going to be a good one. Because some of them are a little like, okay, yeah, that's way too hot, or this or that. This was fabulous.
Oh, man.
Izzy liked it, and so did P. Anyway, there you go.
Yes.
Looking for some noodles.
And I think Popsy will like it too. Okay. A resistance history of the United States. I'm going to tell you something uncomfortable about American history, then spend the rest of the book telling you stories about it. Nearly every significant advance toward justice in American history came from people willing to disrupt, defy, or destroy abusive authority, and nearly every advance was rolled back by mechanisms designed for precisely that purpose. This isn't a history you learned in school. It's what the evidence shows when you stop asking why the system didn't work better and start asking why it worked exactly as designed.
I've been listening to his videos, that's why.
This is a resistance history of the United States, a history of how people forced change against institutions built to prevent it, and how those institutions adapted to contain the changes resistors achieved. I'm going to read that to you again. A history of how people forced change against institutions built to prevent it, and how those institutions adapted to contain the changes resistors achieved. Cyclical. What this book is. This book examines 9 historical moments from Bacon's rebellion in 1676 through Reconstruction in the 1870s. Each chapter presents people who looked at colonial authority, revolutionary settlements, constitutional order, or federal power and concluded, this is wrong. This is illegitimate. Your laws don't deserve obedience. Your property claims don't deserve protection. Your authority doesn't deserve respect. They were right. But being right did not protect them. That's what makes these movements instructive. They reveal how power actually operates, not through the procedural fairness as its defenders claim, but through symptomatic mechanisms that interrupt successful resistance at predictable points. I'm not going to read you some of these because they're horrible. I can't even do it. The one with the Wampanoag Indians. I can't. In this book, resistance means action outside sanctioned, permitted channels to force abusive power to answer. An escalation that usually follows a sequence. And what you have to understand when you start on this road, it may require something that's a little more...
it's very uncomfortable.
It makes me very uncomfortable.
And then it starts to, okay,
this is...
what am I willing to do?
That's what you have. And
where am I willing to be? Where am I willing to put my body, my money?
And your soul. Because once you start down this road, there are some decisions that you are going to have to make that may change how you view yourself. Okay. Abuse begins when those entrusted with power sever the bond with the governed. When they wield the people's authority for their own interests or for a narrow faction, place themselves beyond accountability, or turn tools of the state against the people itself. That is exactly what I watched with that protest.
Yes.
The people who are hired to protect and serve, they used to have that on the side of their damn cars. You know, what's the name of that cop show?
I told you, though, if you can look into the history of the police and how they, and again, it's not all police, and I don't think that all police believe this. I don't think that, there are some of them that are very, very active and happy that they are there and doing this in the way that they are doing it. Do I think it's a majority? I don't know. I don't know how many people it is. I think we've also created a system, and this is, with capitalism and the struggles within it, that you have bound people to a job. So what is it that they are choosing now? That this is why we're having these conversations. And if you have somebody that you know or is a family member or whatever, I think it's worth having a conversation. And maybe they haven't been put in this position yet. Sometimes it's worth having them early on before you're in it, so you can already, because playing it out in your life and having those conversations with the people that you love, those conversations matter and can make the difference. One of the things in these different revolutions and things that have happened is that when the people that are being oppressed are able to connect and create that empathy and have the other people see them for the human beings and people that they are, rather than dehumanizing them in order to oppress them.
And see, Mariah, this really makes me, because one of the things that made me uncomfortable in watching the peaceful protests. I mean, when I say peaceful, there was some language that was being thrown around there by some of the people and the protesters that I did not approve of, and I did not think it served a purpose because
Right.
they were hoping that the officers would lose their composure and hit them because the cameras were there to watch that. I knew that, and I
Right.
think that that's not right.
No.
I want to see the woman standing at the front very bravely with her singing.
Yeah.
And I think that that's when it's going to happen because after a while, if they do attack the people that are doing this rather than the people that are screaming in their face,
Yes.
that's what's going to look bad. That's what's going
Well,
to
that's what-
galvanize the population.
Well, and I think that's what will make the other officers involved go,
Start
whoa.
having a bit of, oh my
That
gosh.
was not.
And I just, old people, we've got to get out there because when we're on the front line, it's a lot easier for them to throw down and whatever these young
It's different.
young people than someone who is elderly, their grandmother.
Right.
And even I was thinking, if you were just to walk along, because they present a line. It's a very line, and they have their shields and they have their masks on. And if you were just to go along there and say something kind to every single one of them.
Yeah, see, and Zal even, she knows, because, the protect and serve, it's for property.
For people that own a lot,
lot
of property.
And it's there to protect the property. And that's something that I think was that has not been understood by people like P and I for a long time.
No,
We're starting to.
I mean, they taught you in school, if there's something bad happening, find a police officer.
Yeah.
I don't say that much in school anymore.
Well, that's not true. And I will tell you, actually, the police officer that is up at the school is a very, very nice man. I like him a lot. Super sweet. Again, it's not something that you can say.
Yeah, and I
It also depends on what scenario are we talking about.
and it's just like everything. You cannot make generalizations that apply across a broad spectrum. That it never works that way. And I can remember watching, because I love the show. Tom Selleck looks like my dad.
Oh my God, and Brad loves this show.
And it does look like my dad, I think. And I when I see him, it just makes me happy. But what is the
Blue Bloods?
Blue Blood. Okay, I think that they really honestly did bring up a lot of really relevant things about, okay, what is the point of the police? And they had all of those characters in there. Each one of them kind of represented a certain aspect of the department.
Yes.
Okay, these are the gung-hoers over here. We're going to catch them all, throw them all in jail. Doesn't matter how we do it. We can, rough them up, whatever. And then you had, and it was so funny in this family. It was a really well-written.
Well, because then you even had it from the
point of view of the lawyer who was a defense lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had someone that was a prosecuting lawyer,
and the retired,
and
the dad.
And it was really and there were thoughtful moments when you would really think about, okay, yeah,
It was a good show.
I'm not sure that we have those.
I think it's still on.
Really?
I don't know if Tom Stellick's still on. I don't know. I don't watch TV.
Yeah, I don't either.
Brad
But
does.
anyway, I those are the kind of things I think we need, and it's you cannot generalize to the point of throwing everyone into the same basket.
But you still have to understand that there are some systemic and system-wide issues that need to be dealt with.
Yes,
and understood that, hey, this has been there a while, and until we can all say, oh, okay, yeah, we need to deal with
policies within the department that promulgate certain practices that are not engendered to care for people, but they're ready to punish people. That's not their job.
Yeah.
The courts are to punish. They're not, that's not supposed to be their job. Okay.
Oh, do they? Okay. They have a spin-off show maybe with Donnie Wahlberg.
Well, I would need to watch it because I think the things that are being written now are just shit. Okay.
Okay, Boston Blue. Sort of similar. Probably because Tom he was like, all right, I'm out. I would assume.
The First Republic, the constitutional order built in 1787, announced itself as government by consent, the first state in the world to explicitly draw its authority from the collective will of the governed. That's at least what its leaders said. But from its first breath, that republic mixed the rhetoric of liberty with structures that concentrated power, shielded exploitation, enshrining the abuse of its authority just as it celebrated the source of its authority. That antagonism is why resistance runs like rebar through the nation's history. Again and again, people confronted the distance between the compact as advertised and authority as exercised.
I think Tad's I like how he puts things.
Okay, this is the structure of resistance, and it's 9 diagnostic
and I
principles.
Think, I don't know if he came out with all of his videos because for whatever, and again, thank you, algorithm. And then my, ability to remember things like, I'm Dory the fish, from, the movie.
Well, if you waited long enough, you would have turned into a male fish. That's what happens to him. Or the female turns into a male. It depends on who dies. That's what clownfish do. Did you know that?
That's clownfish, but Dory was the one that couldn't remember anything.
She wasn't a clownfish?
Mm-mm. I think she was like a sunfish.
I just heard this.
And I think it was just something with her in particular.
Yeah, okay, so the clownfish. Let me just tell you this. This is because, when people say,
Sorry, this is a little side quest, y'all. Fish knowledge.
Okay, it is, and it's because this is Pride Month, and this is the people questioning the choosing a same-sex partner. Well, clownfish have it very much in their whole. So if they have a female, and they kind of work in a group, okay? Mm-hmm. There's a mom and a dad and the babies.
Okay.
Okay? So if the mama dies, the daddy becomes a mama and picks a daddy from one of the, ones running around.
All right.
Well,
genetically, is that?
Genetically works. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Just a little side. I thought it was
a little side note. No,
she mentioned some others. Bonobos. Yeah, they have same sex all the time. They're horny little boogers. The chapters are organized to teach pattern recognition. God, you know how much I just had a little orgasm as soon as I read that because I love that. Pattern recognition. How to distinguish genuine resistance from performance. Right?
Mm-hmm.
How resistance builds from individual acts to organized networks. How resistance confronts the question of violence and how, rarely, it seizes power to transform structures. And I would institute institutions there.
Yeah.
Also. Chapter 1, beware of false prophets. And I'm not reading you all this. I'm just reading you
she's going to go through the 9 things of the, headers.
Okay. Whose interests are being served by the defiance you're seeing?
We're looking into that.
False prophets. Got to be careful about who you're following.
Golden
and what's
cows
their
and
motivation.
Things in gold.
Yes.
People wanting a lot of gold.
Chapter 2. Take the weight. Would individuals surrender their grip on what they knew to be true? Okay, this is where you got to educate some people along the way, and sometimes they don't want to hear it.
We got some people around us that don't want to hear it, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know.
It is the foundation of all resistance. You've got to do that. You've got to find some way to make people into believers.
Here's part. Can we pause for just a second?
Sure.
Because, like, I think sometimes the people that are closest to us, we're not necessarily going to reach the best because we are emotionally charged with it. I'm speaking in my experience and how I'm dealing with things. But I do think that being out and about and having these conversations, or just dropping into conversation some of the things that are happening, or just, it's kind of like just dropping the seeds. Dropping the seeds. So that way, people start to kind of go, oh, well, I think there are a lot of folks that just don't know things are going on, which blows my mind. And I know probably those of you that are here, because we're engaged, or at least engaged well enough that hey, we know these things are happening. Now what? But there are some folks that just aren't at all. And kind of choose to be, because even when it is sort of brought up, they're like, no, which is just mind-blowing to me. I don't know how it is that you don't want to know. I don't want to know it all the time. That I understand.
Yes.
And even like P, she was reading the book, and it's like, okay, whoa.
I had to skip a whole chapter because I
like
couldn't
just
handle
sitting
it.
there and bawling, and it's hard to read when you're crying anyway. This is where the audiobook might come in a little more handy on that one.
Well, yeah, I could cry and listen at the same time.
Yeah, but also it becomes too much. That I understand, but fully checking out, that I don't. And then how do we, as, just hanging out, and, I wear my button shirt as much as I possibly can. Like I said, I dropped a few little things in at a conversation that I was having at the birthday party. I try to signal as much as possible, hey, there's something going on here, and that, I would be somebody to converse with about this, or this is my belief system, because I think if enough people, if you're all showing up saying, hey, there's something going on here, then, because the squeaky wheel is, I don't think it's as big as you think it is. It's just squeaking a lot.
Yeah, it might be that wobbly one on that cart you get at the grocery store.
It's like, okay, we just need to turn this off for a second and, take the wheel out and just
give it a little grease.
Or maybe we do need a new one. We might need a new one.
But the other three are okay. It's just that one is the wobbly one in the front.
It just might need it needs to be removed for a little bit, and it needs to get serviced. And that servicing may just be, y'all need to get yourself knowed up about some things.
And I think it's also, Mariah, she's so cute, because I think she's such a wonderful what would you call a poster child for resistance, because she's so nice. And she for the most part, she does get a little feisty once in a while, but that's what we have to project, because in order for people to believe that the resistance movement is valid, they must know it's not something threatening, bad, and evil, or awful, because that's what they've been taught to believe.
Right. It's like, hey, y'all can still have all these things that you're talking about. We're not taking them away from you.
Oh, no.
We just want some things that it's going to be good for all of us and help even you, all of us.
Collectively.
Let's get you some education. Let's get you some health care. Let's just love upon people. And if you don't believe in the things that they're doing, then just stay out of their business. Just stay out of their business. It's fine. They didn't want you there anyway. It's fine.
Most likely.
I don't want to. And guess what? The things that you're into, I probably don't want to show up. I'm fine. I'm good. You do you, boo.
Okay, where was I? Was I on chapter 3?
Let's go with 3.
Chapter 3. My enemy's enemy. I'm going to read you more of this one, because it's kind of this. Resistance doesn't require morally perfect allies.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy Dixon, an enslaved woman in colonial Williamsburg, exploited the divide between British and American interests to seize freedom as a black loyalist. She didn't trust British intentions. She understood that the British had self-interested reasons for opposing American enslavers, and she leveraged that alignment for concrete results. Strategic pragmatism.
Strategery.
Trust interests, not intentions. Chapter 4.
Okay, go.
Force the light. The Anti-Federalists lost the ratification battle, but forced a compromise that became a tool for future resistance, the Bill of Rights. Don't wait for perfect conditions.
No.
Force abusive authority to respond, to pay a price, to make a concession. Even partial victories can now become foundations for total victories later.
They're building blocks.
Organized opposition matters even in defeat.
It's all right. Hey, now we understand what's the common goal here. What are we all after? Okay, we want healthcare. We want education. We want clean water, clean air. These are things that we want. Okay, do we all agree upon that? Great, come along. You're interested in that?
Yeah,
awesome.
Here, take my hand.
What's your dating history and all that? I didn't care. Didn't care. Didn't ask about that. Didn't want to know about it. Are we all on? We need to be solution oriented. These are the things we're looking for. Are you interested in this? Fabulous. Once we get there, then maybe we can talk about who you're dating. Maybe we care about
what
that.
bad decisions you made in the past.
We can talk about all that. Right now, we'd like the healthcare so that way we can go to therapy and get through the things.
Exactly. Chapter 5. Resistance is a lifetime, not a moment.
And I think that's a thing that we've all, like, so many of us.
Instant gratification.
Well, and we also thought some of this was
already
behind us.
happening. Yeah.
We thought that some of this was solved. Not so much. Now we're realizing this. We're re-educating ourselves in a way to go, oh, okay. We have to keep it this. This is not something that it's like, oh, that was fixed. No. Even if it was partially, and you had some building blocks, sometimes people come over and they knock them down. That's bad. We need to fix that. Because you know what? The hole gets bigger.
Yeah, it does. And the blocks that were leaning on, the ones that were knocked over, start falling down.
And while we're doing these renovations, we're going to put a new thing over here just in case this thing isn't working. So we're going to build a thing over.
Got a plan B.
We got a plan B. We're going to build this while we're doing this. Two things can happen at the same time.
Absolutely. I love that.
I love this. We're
Chapter 5. I already read that. Resistance is okay. I forgot to read you this. Ona Judge escaped George Washington's household. She was his slave, and spent 50 years evading recapture. The dramatic act of defiance, her escape, was just the beginning. Real resistance requires persistence to keep pursuing your goal, and resilience to withstand inevitable counterattacks without breaking. This is the unglamorous truth. Resistance is mostly endurance. You got to be in for the long haul.
Yeah.
Chapter 6. Ideas matter. Readers might expect Thoreau, the wilderness recluse, but they will meet instead Thoreau, the diagnostician of American authority. He articulated why resistance is necessary, what makes authority legitimate, and when that legitimacy is forfeited. Resistance without clear ideological foundation is easily redirected and co-opted. You must know what you're fighting for, not just what you're fighting against.
Let's go through it again, y'all. So, the wealthy, the hoarders of the wealth, that's who you got to focus on. That's okay. Hey, how do we grab some of that back? Wealth taxes. Okay, so see, you can put that into play. Wealth taxes. That's what we want. Not taxing just everybody. Wealth tax. That means if you have an ass load of money, we need to figure out ways to claw some of that back because you're hoarding it. And now we need to put it back into society and then get us some health care, put it back into education because we want to make sure people are educated again.
And recognize that we
and
have
understanding the system and how what is here, what needs to be changed, these actions, these revolutions, these defiant moments, these things that we did not know about, we need to know about, and we need to make sure that our next generation of folks understand what it is. We're going to help because we as a society have now decided that money that we send in, we want it to go to all of the people and get them educated in the ways that, we like. It shouldn't cost this much money. We have the money for it. So healthcare, education, taxing the wealth will help bring all of that back. And then we can start focusing in on more of this infrastructure and then putting into place these policies and things that are going to help us locally to keep, the technology is here. And a lot of it, this is what we're talking to you guys on. So it's not that it's inherently bad, but we need to make sure that the people who are in charge of it and how it is implemented, so there's regulation, is helping everybody, benefiting.
Yes.
Bernie right now there should be he's working on a bill. He's going to be proposing one. Of course, who knows if it goes anywhere at this moment in time. But you know what? People are working on things. There are already solutions at play,
and we
are hearing them.
Yes, there are bills in
Mm-hmm.
People are. It's not that they're not doing anything. It's just that right now nothing can be finalized because there's not the will of our Congress to do so.
Correct.
Okay, Chapter 7. From individual acts to organized networks. The Underground Railroad was a sophisticated infrastructure. Specialized roles, compartmentalized knowledge, operational security that remains partially hidden even today. It scaled individual resistance into systematic capacity, moving tens of thousands of people to freedom. But it also revealed limits. You can save individuals without ending the system. Triage in a hemorrhaging nation. The fight would have to come into the light. Remember that. The fight would have to come into the light.
We need some, I like that. It needs to be in one of my books. With my fish or flamingos. Because y'all, there's the flamingo revolution that's happening in Albania. This is the fighting of the island business. I'm very proud of those folks. That's the stuff.
Yes. That's the stuff.
That's the stuff.
Chapter 8. Arming the Hosts of Freedom. When all peaceful avenues are closed, resistance faces its hardest test. Whether to accept violence as necessary, and whether you can carry the permanent moral weight of that choice. The 6. Comfortable establishment abolitionist who enabled John Brown's Harper's Ferry, discovered what every resistance movement learns at this inception point. You either commit completely, accepting the transformation violence brings, or you don't cross that line at all. Half measures don't work. Most couldn't carry the weight.
And here's the thing. There are folks that are willing to do this, but then it's also important to understand that there are folks that are doing it through other avenues. All of those things should be happening, again, at the same time. So that way, this is the making sure multiple solutions are available. Because just banking in on one thing, or this one person's going to fix it, this one thing,
the old eggs in the basket.
This, no, it's a lot of things. Most things are probably going to fail. But you may need 5 things to win in order for 1 thing to happen. That's the thought process. So that way you don't get overwhelmed by, well, this didn't work. Well, how do you know?
And the connectivity, even though that they are not, it's like all the aspects of the Underground Railroad. You know, this person took the person from X to Y.
Nobody ever knew all the things.
And they didn't. And that's the way spy networks work.
Yeah.
And I don't, I think it's most...
that's right, Eddie.
It is absolutely that this whole system, I don't know who the inception... Harriet Tubman, was she the person who thought all this up?
Well, no, but I think that she was championed with a large portion of it, because the thing is again, like, a lot of the people who probably did the majority of things didn't want to be known, and that's also why it worked.
Yes. But that whole thing of we don't necessarily all have to be doing the same thing.
Yes.
We can do our part. This little bit right here. And this little bit right here is going to take somebody here over to here. That's what we need to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like, what is the people that run the races that, pass the baton? I hated track and field. I had to show up and carry water bottles. Yes.
Relay races.
I think those.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 9. Seize the moment. When resistance finally achieves power, it must act with ruthless clarity and speed to transform structures that enabled oppression. The radical Republicans understood that their moment, and this is back in Reconstruction, once Southern states returned, once Northern voters tired of Reconstruction, the window would close. They kept rebellious states out of Congress, forced through constitutional amendments, divided the South into military districts, impeached a president who tried to stop them. This was constitutional hardball that bordered on illegitimate force. They knew it. They did it anyway. And still, they didn't do enough. Redemption followed. The counter-resistance adapted. And we know that because there, for a brief moment, you had Black people were in the legislature. Black people were owning businesses. They were active, and then all of a sudden,
you just couldn't be having that, and
can't have that kind of crap.
Freaking, it's just nuts, nuts.
Okay, Reconstruction briefly established a multiracial democracy. Then institutional mechanisms and cultural forces interrupted. These interruptions happen at 2 predictable points. First comes when resistance must move outside legal channels, becoming criminal, and operate in the hidden transcript, secret scripts that presume that permitted channels have failed. What they were doing on the Underground Railroad was illegal as hell.
But it was morally.
It was morally, and that is where, we've got to get past the point of it requires accepting that system itself has become the problem, not just the people operating it. Why do so many movements stop here? Because American political culture evolved specifically to preserve the institutions created by the mythologized founders.
So that's why, I am trying to, when I say, the current system is, there are parts of it that we should work within. We should work within the system to then say, hey, this part of the system wasn't working. We need to fix that. Let's all, and know how, what, and why. And I think there are some folks that are working towards many of those. And what's kind of crazy about all this hot mess that's happening is we're making, or we are living in real time it's when they use the Jurassic Park, the one little dinosaurs had figured out how to. They figured it all out, like how to use the door handles and things, all the levers. They adapted. And so we're like, oh crap! Now the dinosaurs are running loose, and they're figuring out how to get into all kinds of things. And we just didn't realize that was even going to be an issue, because door number 1 was fine until they figured out how to use it. So now they're in there and they're really mucking about. And we're like, wow, there were a lot more doors that needed fixing. So here we are back to our, fixing analogy. But while we're also doing this, is like maybe understanding that, that other building that we're working on, we're going to make sure structurally that these things that we're still going to work on here are implemented over here. If you're following my, what is it?
Analogy.
Yeah, that. Words.
Thank you, Mariah, for that, because I think it really is true.
Not everybody could just bring Jurassic Park in, and then the building analogy.
Relate opening doors to,
metaphor. Is it a metaphor?
Adaptive dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because American political culture evolved specifically to preserve institution created by mythologized founders. By the 1820s, shockingly quickly, these accomplishments had been rendered sacred, particularly the Constitution and the governmental structures it created.
Yeah, and
the founders themselves became objects of reverence.
Yeah, we need to stop doing all that. And what's kind of nice is all of this. Oh well, the virtues of men. We have figured out that we can't just bank on that. So very quickly we've understood. Okay.
Okay, check that.
Yeah, maybe we need some laws
No.
just that says, hey, if you do this, then you're going to go to jail, or the bad things are going to happen. We're going to take your money away, or whatever it is.
Yeah, we can't.
These are all options.
Wait around for virtue to
tap
kick in,
because I think that we're here. And then secondly, make sure that those laws are in place prior to, so that way you just don't have to worry about that.
I just think there's a much too chummy relationship between the legislative and the executive. I think there needs to be more of a barrier there.
Yeah, and then I think there also needs to be more. It's kind of crazy, because it's like, oh, well, yeah, this bad thing happened. We all know it happened, but who's in charge of, like, going to pick up the dude and putting him in jail or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Oops. Yeah, that kind of fell through the cracks.
Because you didn't think it was going to get that far, so you didn't put something in place. We kind of need something in place now for those sorts of...
Now, this is one of the things. It's kind of hard for people to choke this down, that, these people were not deities. They were people, and they had a certain agenda, and it was in the Constitution. The legacy of Washington, Jefferson, and Madison. The men whose wisdom Americans are taught to trust implicitly. Many registers stop here, unwilling to cross that line even when necessity demands it, because doing so is made to feel like betraying the nation itself rather than challenging the abusive authority that has captured its institutions. How many times you hear people say, well, you don't like it, leave. Hey, F you. You don't get to decide that for me.
Yeah.
That's my choice. This is my country. I was born here. I have as much right to this country as you do, and I am not leaving. So you can just get the hell over that.
But I'm going to complain about it.
Mm-hmm. And I will continue to complain, and I will continue to point out things that I think are unjust and evil and wrong, morally reprehensible. I will continue to do that.
Yes. And worry about you and why you don't see that. Because that's my thing, where I'm like, I just thought that this was some basic stuff. That's crazy. Okay. We're 30 minutes over, by the way, today.
Oh, crap. Well, let me read this.
6 minutes.
Read this last sentence, and then we're going to... Okay. And I think it's a good place to end. The same mythology that renders the foundation's institutions sacred also renders violence against these institutions unthinkable. It's not just illegal or immoral, but also treasonous to American identity itself. To embrace strategic violence means rejecting the entire national story. That this is a nation founded on liberty, that its institutions are fundamentally good, that the system works if you're patient. The psychological barrier isn't simply moral philosophy. It's that crossing this line means breaking with the myth that gives most Americans their sense of belonging.
Yeah.
And I think that that is one of the big hurdles.
Yeah.
And I really, I think we should continue this because I think this book is really wonderful.
Hey, maybe we can get Tad. I told him if he comes to Texas to come stop by.
Yeah,
I told him that a long time ago. When he first came out with it, it was like, hey, we got your book coming, and if you're in Texas or whatever, I don't know if he plans on coming here. A lot of people want to come to Texas.
I think
things.
And we can't get Michael Parenti because he's dead.
But we could get his son.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Look
at us talking like,
I don't really know. I don't really know that we need to. I think what we're doing right now, I always feel like, well, I could do more. Or maybe we could do this. And Mariah and I talk about this.
Yeah.
What could we do? But right now, you know what? This is what we're doing. I feel somehow or other it does matter.
Hey, and it's a journey for us just even understanding this. And I think as long as y'all are coming along with us and spreading the word with the people that are in your life, perhaps, or just somebody that you meet on the street, or it just gives you that little bit of, oh, hey, when you see this information, now you know what to kind of do with it. Or, because a lot of that is, it's just, because either it can be all so much, and I think that's why so many people are overwhelmed, because they're like, I don't even know where to start, because this is all so, like, what?
You guys have seen me when I'm at that point.
And what we do is we go, all right, well, agreed. Like, this is a lot. So now, what parts can we start kind of picking up, deconstructing some of our previous ideas and thoughts and feelings and
held sacred thoughts,
and go, okay, well, we need to break that apart because that is not aligning with what we know to now be true. We have new information. Let's deal with that and not just go, ooh, that's uncomfortable. I can't go there.
And it is uncomfortable, and sometimes it takes me a little while to absorb
I have moments, even like in my thing, and then sometimes you make me uncomfortable because she kind of comes from old school ways, and I'm like, hey, you need to come a little further this way, and that's making me uncomfortable that I have to tell my mother that. But then I also go, all right, well, I have to, it's fair for me to go, in a lot of ways, her belief system, and some of that is not coming from a bad place. And to shame her or to, be mad at her about that, that's not helpful. And then that makes me think, okay, well, if that's my feeling about this with my mom, then there's some other held beliefs that I can possibly work with others about and figure out how to have that conversation. And that's a lot of what this is. And hopefully it's helpful to y'all. I don't know.
Helpful, not helpful. Please let us know in the comments.
Yes, please.
Because it really means a lot. And it's not just, I don't really care how many people watch this. Those of you who watch today, I thank you for being here because we sit and talk about things all the time here, Mariah.
It helps.
It helps. I hope this helps you.
And if you need anybody, holler at us. I do my best. Yes, we are busy, but hell, if you need somebody, holler.
Yeah, the lightning bolt. That's the best way to get a hold of me. I don't answer my emails.
Or actually, if she isn't answering, then let me know and I'll.
Yeah, if I need to have a further conversation. I am going. I'm going to Zoom with some people here. We just haven't got them lined up. Now that the election is over, maybe we can get Gervinder.
Maybe.
I actually would rather talk to his wife and daughter.
It might be more interesting.
because I really, I think
it's just, I don't know. Not everybody wants to be all up in this.
This is true. This is very true. This is very true.
We love you guys. Thank you. All right. We'll see you next week. Otherwise, or if you're coming to PM Artist Studio, I will be on tomorrow at 10 a.m. He's going to have to leave a little early. Her and Van are off on a little trip thing to, you know, they're doing some things in the world. They're doing some things in the world. So, but I'll be here the whole time, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I got a thing, but I don't love it. And so, you know, we'll talk through it because, you know, gotta talk before we art. All right, guys. See you then.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.